Now I'd like to call one of our veterans who's a former Marine. She also married, I think, Marie as well. Aston Crooner. Am I saying that right, Aston? She served 8 years active duty, 2007 to 2015, deployed Iraq and Afghanistan. Outreach manager for that awesome program called Road Home at Rush University. She is recipient of one of our dogs. She's going to tell you, I guess, and I can't think of anybody better to tell you in their own words, what their service dog means to them and just how it's changed their life. Please.
Wow, so I did not expect to be able to be called up here. Mike called me up just a couple of days ago, asked if I would be able to speak to you all. I met Mike actually through the Road Home program originally. So, before I even start on, everything that they've done for us, I will say that I work with veterans with mental health, battles, PTSD, anxiety, depression. And so the work that I was doing was causing a lot of eye-opening experiences for me. Where I was starting to have trouble sleeping, and I was, having trouble at home. I was fighting with my husband, and it was starting to impact our children. And so I was, talking to one of my colleagues, who actually is also, a good friend of Mike's here, Justin. He had told me about canines for veterans, and so I reached out, just originally asking for just like a companion dog. I didn't think I needed a service dog because, I was working at a hospital, super professional, and, just didn't think that I needed one. And Mike actually sat me down and was like, I think you can benefit from having a service dog. I'm like, dang, I didn't think I was that messed up. So, the first dog that I got paired with was actually a standard poodle. So when I was talking to my husband about getting a dog, we were kind of talking about the type of breeds that we wanted. The first thing he said is, I don't want a poodle and I don't want a big dog. Which I got. Unfortunately, though, that dog did not work out for me. And as Kate had mentioned, it's kind of like your past boyfriends or your exes or whoever. There's reasons that they're exes. Not everybody works out. And that was kind of hard for me, originally, because whenever I usually accept a animal in the home, it's a life, it's a life commitment. But needing a actual service dog, it kind of opened up my eyes that not every dog can be a service dog. And so I was able to get Ariel here. Ariel, say hi. So she is what we like to call my princess. I've had her for almost 3 years now. It's been a long road. But she's really helped me. First of all, she will call me out on my BS whenever I'm basically telling everybody, oh, I'm fine. She's like, no, mom's a liar. So my husband actually takes a lot of cues from her. Whenever I'm at work and things are starting to stress out, she'll start it looks like she's acting like a bad dog, but she's not. She's actually alerting on me, letting me know that, hey, Mom, I can sense that you're not feeling okay. Why don't we play for a few minutes, kind of calm down. And it's been a really, really big help for me. Like I said, when I went into this, I was just wanting a dog to play with, just kind of help out, just myself. But it really has been a huge help for my family. And then recently, actually this last year, my husband, had saw how big of an impact it had been on our family, and he had reached out saying, hey, I think I could benefit from a service dog. So I called up Michael and I was like, hey, I think my husband's ready to, start this journey. And so we actually had Scout, which is another German Shepherd, came from Texas, that was able to become part of our family. And my husband started on the journey to service dog training. Unfortunately, this past November, he actually developed cancer. So he was diagnosed. Been tough.
To say the least.
These guys have been amazing. So, I promise you're not gonna cry. And she has been an absolute godsend to me during this entire process. Whenever I was watching my husband go through a tremendous battle, we were in the hospital in and out, and unfortunately I couldn't have Ariel with me, and so I called up Michael and Reggie, and they did it. Thank you guys.
Thank you. I'd like to call Kate McGrill. She is our lead trainer. And I don't think I've met a lot of trainers during my time supporting veterans. Everything Kate does, she does from her heart. She puts our veterans first and foremost, and we couldn't do what we do without Kate doing what she does. She'll take a call from a veteran at 10 o'clock at night if they're having an issue with their service dog. And Kate never, ever refuses to help any one of our veterans. Now, to me, that's dedication above and beyond. I've never met anybody who has more heart than Kate as far as training our service dogs. Without Kate, I don't think we could do what we do, because it takes a certain person with the amount of dedication that she has to continue to put up with K9 and work with our veterans the way she does. Kate, we absolutely love you, and we couldn't do what we do without you. You're a blessing to us in every way possible.
I came in here a little bit today to tell you guys what the dogs that are in our program actually do over the course of their service dog training. It's a very extensive program. Some dogs finish a little bit sooner, some a little bit further along, but roughly about 2 years. So the dedication that these guys show to showing up to class week in and week out to work on everything from their basic obedience all the way through skills, it can become really extensive. So everyone gets to know everybody really well because we're together for a really long time. All the way from the beginning, when the rescue dogs come in, we do all their evaluations, make sure we know everything about them before we give them to a veteran through, placement, who would be good with children, who would be good with each lifestyle of the person. All the way through when we're actually sitting and individually talking with each veteran about what specific skills they need from their specific dog. So that kind of covers a little bit of what we actually do. A lot of it is a lot of obedience foundation, but there's also a lot of individual where each veteran gets a chance to work specifically what they need for their service dog. So a lot of it's building, a lot of it's one-on-one time, a lot of it is giving them the opportunity to get the most out of the training that they need, and making them understand that training never ends, and training is something that they're always able to come back to us. They could show up to a class 2 years from now and jump right into what they needed to fix or work on with their dogs. We never give up on any of them. So that was, I think, pretty good. What else do you want me to say? I think that was what I had. So.
Kate, we love you, Kate. There's one other person I'd like to acknowledge. Rezi Latuka is stand up, Reg, which you're already standing up. Raise your hand, Reg, so we all know who you are. Rezi Latuka is a co-founder and vice president of K9 for Veterans. Without her, I couldn't do what I do. I come up with a lot of great ideas, really. But it takes the follow through that I don't have, that Reggie has, to get the job done. My volunteers that you see here tonight, believe me, we couldn't exist and do what we do with our volunteers. So if our volunteers wouldn't mind standing up, I want you acknowledged for the time and dedication that you put into making this program work for our veterans. Thank you so much, guys. Like I said, we couldn't do what we do without the help of our veterans and without Reggie behind me. They say behind every good man is a better woman. Wow, that's true. So,